What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So it looks like Amir Khan, after 2 years, is going to be returning home and facing an opponent to be announced at a to be announced venue in the UK, his home country, England. Again, the details haven't surfaced, they're not finalized, but apparently he is going to be fighting somebody in the UK. My thoughts, um, initially they were trying to make a Sinchenko fight or a Hosacito fight. Both fighters fight at 147, whereas Amir Khan fights at 140, and they couldn't see eye to eye on the catch weight because they were gonna have to do it at a catch weight. Amir Khan didn't want to go all the way up to 147. Sinchenko and Hosacito, neither one of them wanted to go down too low and be weight drain. So as a result, those fights don't look like they'll be made. And it looks like Hosacito's most likely going to be facing Marcos Maidana. Now, this is my theory. You can agree, you can disagree, leave a comment. But I was just talking to someone and they were saying Amir Khan is this refined fighter based on his last fight. It doesn't work like that in the sport of boxing. Virgil Hunter, no doubt, is a great trainer. I love the work he's done with Andre Ward. But first of all, there's certain things you can't refine, like somebody's chin. And as far as defense, which is what Amir Khan really lacks, he already has the blistering hand speed. He has decent feet. But his defense is really what hurts him. His ring intelligence and his defense, I would say, because he gets in these certain type of like Marcos Maidana fights, and he doesn't react in the best possible way. He'll be skipping around the ring, and Marcos Maidana is like chasing him, and then throw like a walloping right that somehow connected, even though Marcos Maidana is much slower. So he doesn't always think smart in the ring, and that's what Virgil Hunter hopes to change about him. So as far as Amir Khan, he needs to work on his defense, and trust me, you're not going to be a refined fighter based on one fight. Just like Andre Berto wasn't able to do the Philly Shell Floyd Mayweather defense that he tried against Robert Guerrero in one fight. And that was just really stupid because he had been off for 15 months. And the first thing you do is try something you've never done in any of your other fights. So you've seen how ineffective that was against Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero dominated and completely bullied him. So again, the same applies with anything that you're trying to work on. You're not going to, especially when you have an opponent who may not be doing anything different than their regular style, and you're trying something new. So Amir Khan has a lot of things that are new or foreign to him because he's never really employed them. He's never really had a good defense. He's never had much ring intelligence in terms of knowing what to do when he's hurt. So that's what Virgil Hunter's trying to train him. So when I hear people say he's this improved, refined fighter for one fight, it just goes to show me you probably don't know much about the sport of boxing because you're not going to be a refined fighter. Every fight is a learning experience. Every fight comes with lessons learned, and you have to take that and become seasoned from it. But you're not a refined fighter. Plus, you look at the opponent. The opponent he last fought was Carlos Molina, someone who was a light puncher at 135. He was undefeated, which is good for Amir Khan's resume, but at the same time, this guy had over 20 fights, I believe, and he only had 7 KOs, or he had a really low KO ratio because he wasn't much of a puncher. And he was already slower. So obviously, I don't feel a fighter like that coming up in weight, not much of a puncher to begin with, is going to pose many problems for someone like Amir Khan, who's obviously faster, longer in terms of his reach, and probably had more power than the guy. That's not going to test him. So as far as people getting so impressed with Amir Khan and saying he is a refined fighter, that's like honestly Canelo versus Josecito Lopez. I can't say Canelo's the greatest based on fighting someone who just a few years ago was fighting at 138. He was weighing 138 or 140 on fight night. So Amir Khan, he has more to prove to me. And what I think is Golden Boy, they obviously know Amir Khan has a huge fan base. He's probably one, if not the biggest current active fighter from the UK. Because Ricky Hatton re-retired after he got knocked and chopped down with a body shot. There's no more Prince Nassim Hamed. He's fat. Joe Calzaghe retired. Gavin Reese just got beat. I mean, who does the UK have that is just the man? Kell Brook. But even English fighters will admit Kell Brook hasn't been battle tested with some of the bigger names in his division. So he hopes to get some more success if he beats Devin Alexander. But the fight was postponed, has not yet happened. I mean, who else does the UK have that is currently bigger than Amir Khan? Lennox Lewis retired. I'm trying to think of all the UK fighters off the top of my head, but I mean, you guys get the point. I'm pretty sure Amir Khan is the top dog from the UK in terms of moneymaker and highest paid boxer. If not, he's definitely top three. And if you guys could think of someone who's more relevant and more has more notoriety than Amir Khan right now, let me know in the comments. But point being, Golden Boy is a business. Golden Boy Promotions, that's who represents Amir Khan. It's a business, so they want to protect their investment any way that they can because they know that's a huge market that Amir Khan opens up. Not even to mention or bring race into it. This is just a fact if you know anything about business. Amir Khan is Pakistani. He's Muslim. So not only is he an Englishman, he's also Muslim. So it gives him a different type of diverse market that other fighters don't have. Like, name another fighter who's currently active that's doing well or ranked pretty decent that's Muslim, and then name one that's English. So it gives Golden Boy a diverse market. So in my opinion, I honestly feel that Amir Khan's next opponent is probably going to be someone like a Carlos Molina, someone that doesn't really give us the answers that we need to know about Amir Khan. Again, Marcos Maidana is probably fighting Josecito Lopez. I doubt, and they're doing it in the UK, so I highly, highly doubt they're going to give Amir Khan his toughest fight, and especially when they're trying to make a possible Danny Garcia versus Amir Khan rematch later on in the fall. I really don't see them in front of his home crowd giving him too hard of a fight. Someone like a Lucas Matisse, someone like Brandon Rios, not to mention Brandon Rios is with Top Rank and Brandon Rios is already fighting Mike Alvarado, but in next month. So I honestly feel that. I feel like they're going to give him somebody who's just average, like a Humberto Soto. And I say average, Humberto Soto, he's definitely a veteran, but he hasn't looked great in his last fights. Matisse already stopped him. His last fight that he did win, it wasn't an impressive win. He didn't look great in that fight. And Humberto Soto is a seasoned veteran, but at the same time, he did much better in the lower weight divisions. So I don't think he'll really be able to compete with Amir Khan's speed. So honestly, in front of his home crowd, I think they're going to give him somebody who's light. I don't think they're going to give him Lucas Matisse. Probably not even a Lamont Peterson fight. Just because if you watch Lamont Peterson's fight against Kendall Holt, off of a 15-month layoff, he looked pretty damn good. And that's going to foil any kind of plans with a Danny Garcia rematch, which is pretty big. And I don't know that Golden Boy would be willing to do that to their UK golden goose, I guess you could say. And that's just my opinion. We will see. But I honestly think Amir Khan gets somebody who's not really an adequate opponent that's going to give us what we want to see. To me, if he fought Brettis Prescott in the UK as a rematch and he convincingly beats him, that would gain a lot of respect from me as like where his skill level is. If he can convincingly stay out of trouble in deep waters with Brettis Prescott and close that chapter and silence that demon, I would be more impressed with that. But I don't think they're going to even give us a fight like Brettis Prescott. And if you look at it, Brettis Prescott hasn't looked good in recent memory, but he still has mind control over Amir Khan, knowing that he knocked him out in one round. So that would be a big hurdle to me for Amir Khan to overcome that obstacle. And if Amir Khan's so great and pound for pound elite like some of you guys say, and he doesn't fight amateurs like some of you guys say, then a fighter like Brettis Prescott, why not? Mike Alvarado already beat him, and he hasn't looked spectacular in recent memory. So why not fight him? But again, I don't think they would do that just because he's in front of his home crowd. And I think they have future plans for what they want to do with the 140-pound division, which is the most stacked division in boxing. Let me know who you want to see Amir Khan fight for his next fight. I just hope it's someone good, like somebody who I feel is adequate, is going to give an adequate challenge, so we can really gauge where Amir Khan has progressed with Virgil Hunter. Because Carlos Molina, literally, that fight told me nothing because you were in against a much slower, much lighter opponent that's not going to pull you or possibly even pull you in those deep waters. He had every disadvantage against him, so I can't give that win the spectacular rating because it wasn't spectacular. Now, a win like Marquez against Pacquiao, someone that's you've always had tough fights with, I give him tremendous credit because they're evenly matched. Pacquiao's been fighting at a higher weight longer. Pacquiao obviously has speed and power advantages. Marquez has counter ability, counter punching ability advantages. So it's a pretty even fight in terms of the fact that neither one of them has knocked each other out. So fights like that, I definitely give the person more credit. Or even if Floyd Mayweather versus Miguel Cotto, you guys could say Miguel Cotto was washed or whatever, but Floyd Mayweather still fought Cotto on a 3 TKO streak and Cotto at his natural weight instead of any kind of catch weight. So I give fights like that more credit because it's evenly matched. Robert Guerrero versus Andre Berto. That was a fight that I would give more credit than Amir Khan versus somebody who's just decent or hasn't looked good in recent memory. So let me know what you guys think. Who do you want to see Amir Khan fight? I take nothing away from the dude in terms of being a humble person. He seems like a humble person, and he's definitely entertaining to watch. But I don't think he's the smartest fighter, and I don't think he's as elite as some of you guys make him out to be. But it's just my thoughts. And I think Golden Boy is going to go with a light opponent, someone that doesn't pose much threat. If Amir Khan fights Carlos, or if he fights like a Jose in the fashion that he fought Carlos Molina, if it's that dominant of victory, I would give Amir Khan more props because the Jose fought Matisse, even though he lost, he still held his own. He's still engaged, and he's still a slick, awkward fighter. So if Amir Khan can do what he did to Carlos Molina against a Jose, I would give him props. If he could do it against Lamont Peterson, I'd give him props. But Carlos Molina, I can't really give that much props. Let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Until next video, Ego, signing off.